It's still McDonald's.
Did somebody say
It was
diarrhea?
always McDonald's.
At this point, like, I started putting fun labels on shit at work, so we have a pumpkin spice creamer, and in the thing, I put white girl crack, and I'm wondering how long it's gonna take everybody to figure it out.
Just replace it with some basic creamer.
I would just replace it with crack. Gonna have the same effect.
Basic crack.
Straight up crack. It's not white girl crack. Straight up crack.
Just turns out white girls like crack just like everyone else.
Well, we are in Rio.
Okay.
Especially like crack.
I've also been spelling inappropriate things out of word puzzles that are given away as freebies by Dotties. I broke one open because I got frustrated at it, so I was spelling like, fuck, shit, dickhole.
Hey, fuckhole!
Gotta do
It was
something.
great.
While
And I
away the
left it
day.
where all my coworkers could find it, and they're like, who the hell did this?
You're like, I don't know, some fiend.
How dare they? Who would?
Reputable fuck. That's who.
What's up, son? What's up, buddy?
Like, I'm just hanging out, being a kid.
Doing my
I don't know.
thing.
Being a kid, I guess.
I don't know, being a kid, I guess.
Don't tell me what to do.
I put a ring on it.
I put a ring on it, and you did not put one back yet, so I will die if I choose to die.
Bam!
You
know what?
You got
You told
you.
me what to do. I can tell you what to do. It doesn't guarantee either of us will listen.
All I've told you to do so far is put your phone in Do Not Disturb, and that was for the group.
Are we gonna?
Fuck you.
All right.
Got her,
Yes.
fam.
All right. So I've been recording all of this, by the way. So that'll be.
Oh, good.
Look at
All
the
right,
amount
so-
of fucks I give.
There we
Still
go.
none.
You have,
Impressive.
it'll help with the mounting court case.
All right. Here we go. All right. So last time, you guys have fought your way to near the bottom of Silvernote Mine, killing many things along the way, including a gigantic Hydra. You managed to save all the Kenku, who turned out to be wildly useful in killing off their captor Ghoul as soon as they got the courage, inspired by you guys killing all the rest of the people holding them hostage. You decided that you had fought hard and long enough, and you're going to take a nice rest in the Hydra lair after kicking the Hydra's body into the river so it could fuck off and never bother you again. And so with that, you guys have woken up what you guessed to be a good amount later. You kind of, there's no sun to really tell you what time it is. The Dragonborn took the first watch, and then the Elf Ranger took the second one. You guys kind of, nothing really happened. Although, while you were keeping watch, Bloodscale, you could feel the pulses starting to quicken to the point where even you could feel them, and your scales kind of started to almost prickle up, like you had the dragon equivalent of goosebumps.
I
Yeah,
also threw up a little bit.
yeah, and
Don't wanna
you're
tell anybody.
exactly
Too much wine.
Your throat is becoming more and more involved. You're just feeling it more and more. Any source of magic is just really messing with you. And then Ed, while you were up, you felt like you could almost see the tether between you and Angus as the pulses hit. As you could just see
Real
this.
quick.
Yeah.
You might have explained this to me at the end of the last one. I forget.
Yeah.
Was there no opportunity to try to skin the Hydra?
There was no opportunity. You guys instantly kicked it into the river.
It was gonna explode. I listened to the description. Decided it was going to fucking explode. I'm good.
Alright. So
Was there an explosion when it hit the water?
There was no explosion. It was quickly carried away by the current. You don't know what happened to it.
Oh, damn. That means later.
Remember, he's basing that off the description you gleaned through your Arcana check on him because he was.
Yeah, so it's your fault, dude.
It's all my fault.
All right, so
Yup.
Wolf Dad. I almost said Wolf Daddy.
Don't mess with
Riftwind.
explosions, man.
So you had the second watch. You start looking about as everybody's starting to wake up. They're wrapping up their bedrolls. The Kenku have all started. You hear the little bird language going on as they surround you noticed like they've kind of all been surrounding Shanoth. Angus had been making a perimeter, and he was walking back and forth. He starts to come in, noticing the movement in the camp as he's smelled or heard nothing all night. Although you've noticed every time it pulses that when you see the connection between you and him, his hackles raise, so you know he's feeling it too. And then a Rohanar walks up to you as after he's got everything away and the Kenku are all up. Everybody's up. They're moving about. You got the Fey Dragon flying around. The little Mesnos, the rat person, he's put stuff away into the tiny little bag that he's managed to create. Viser chokes hard enough on his snoring to actually wake up, which you never hear anymore because the Fey Dragon casts silence on him at night. So you just see him like his chest suddenly stop moving, and then he wakes up, and then you see him start awake.
Kind of terrifying.
All right, and then so as you're waking up, he walks up to you, he nods to you, and he says, "We are getting close. The time draws near. Shall we?"
The time for what exactly?
We are almost to the bottom of the mine, near the magical well.
Right. Maybe you could give us a little heads up on what we should expect here, because there's something weird down there, like profoundly strange.
Had I been able to make it there myself, I would not need hire you. I do not know.
Right, but like,
I know only that it's a magical font, and the magic that springs forth with it is powerful. Even I feel it now. The power has been growing steadily, and I believe that I can use it to remove this curse from the Kenku and reawaken us. What else would you know?
I don't know. Do you have any idea what might be guarding it?
I have no idea. I do know that it does attract evil, and that's why this mine has been riddled with beasts and undead and troglodyte along this way.
Alright.
I do not know what to expect.
What's that?
Advice, Sarah. We're in a cave, and we're expecting evil things. Undoubtedly, spiders, wyverns, similar things. I mean, there's not too much that could happen. Maybe I'm dead.
Just your average Thursday, then.
I don't think there's gonna be wyverns in this cave. maybe like a young drake, maybe?
When you say drake, you notice Faf, the little flay dragon, kind of curls up around Viser's neck and then instantly disappears. It's weird. You can feel the warmth of him, and he's completely invisible. Mesnos walks up and he says, "In my experience, I know many things, but this I've only heard of. I believe it is a weakness between the planes. Do not, whatever you do."
Sorry, you cut off.
Oh, am I?
What did you yeah, you said weakness.
So Mesnos, he walks up and he's like, I think only that this might be a weakness between the planes. Do not enter the portal. It is not a magic font. There's no such thing. It has to have a connection. It must come from somewhere. Be wary.
Right.
You could run into people like us.
Or worse.
Or somebody casting it. We might find a warlock or something down there. We should be really...
This is not of a creation. This is a natural occurrence. Had it been a creation, they would have used the font and closed it. I believe this to be a thin place between the realms.
Alright, we'll let you Kenku lead the way. Just kidding. I'm just kidding.
As you say that, Shanoff Jr. runs ahead and looks back like...
Oh, hey! Don't you do it!
Both. No, they're waiting for you. But
do it!
They went about 10 paces and look back and they're like kind of excited. They don't realize how big of a danger that this might be. They're just excited that everybody's here and they're having a great time.
You stay there.
I want a bomb.
Your nature check, you know you're in a mine, and you know there's water around you. Other than that, you just feel... You get a sense that you're pretty deep below the earth. You're not at any point where...
That nature check was to check what creatures would normally be in these caves. That's all.
For these caves, they're all pretty much man and dwarf made. Other than the Hydra, you knew might have been a natural occurrence because of the underground river. The bats, the giant bats were of this place. The dark mantle were not. The mimic was not.
Okay.
The giant spiders might have been, but the Edib that were helping them out were definitely not.
Okay.
So
Interesting.
as you shake your point disapprovingly at the Kenku, they kind of like retreat into their shoulders and, "Hello, adventurers." He kind of shrugs at you.
Oh, behind us. Behind.
Alright,
The Kenku all
Let's
start
go.
lining up behind you guys.
let's go. You better lead us down there before we get well, before we end up with a bunch of dead Kenku, to be honest.
Alright, whatever you
You're
say.
entertaining.
It's a little gross in my throat.
I know, I don't feel great either. My hands have been burning like crazy for the past day.
Especially the fingertips on your pointer fingers.
Yeah, especially
Show
my
off.
gun hand. It's...
All right, so you
I
guys
can't help it.
you guys walk
It looked good.
down and farther
Have
into
you, have
the.
you ever tasted frozen vomit? That's what everything tastes like right now.
I never have, and I hope to God I never will.
Ugh.
No offense to you. Ty's totally black.
Right,
Oh wait,
good.
nope, there it is.
I didn't know Dragonborn could have Crohn's disease.
Learn something
Not
every-
poop and blood.
So as you guys are talking, Argosh is walking in front of you. He looks very determined. He pops up a little light spell, and so you can all see in front of you. You can tell he's getting excited as he continues further into the cave.
Slow down.
Alright, yeah. Jesus, yeah. Ah.
I get it. Slow down.
I apologize.
Alright, so we'll follow. I'm gonna stick here. Ty, if you could put Shanath up by blood scale, that would be cool.
Alright, give me 1 second. I gotta grab the rest of these damn Kenku.
Did we lose Ed? Is Ed still there? Oh no.
I think Ed was talking.
I'm
to...
here. I'm trying to measure.
Oh, cool.
Nice.
Yeah, I gotta click on my dude first. I don't think I'm clicked on my dude.
Can
That's some
everybody hear the music?
foreboding music.
Yeah.
I
Alright,
love
so
it.
Who's way up there? Who's an orange? Oh, it's blood scale. Never mind. We're just measuring, not
Yeah.
actually anyway.
and so
I
all the
just clicked
Kenku.
somewhere and spun it around like.
So you,
Just so you guys know now, I've been practicing a lightning bolt spell. I think I've got it now, and it does insanity. I'm very excited. So if you hear me yell "clear a path," it's because it's about to get real.
And if I don't move, just
It's about to
fucking do
hurt
it.
real bad.
I don't think it'll hurt that bad.
Shanout moves up.
I can hope.
Faf is invisible around your neck. You notice as you get closer and closer, Faf starts to tighten up a little bit and tense up. He doesn't
buddy,
hurt.
yeah.
He doesn't hurt. He's not choking you. But you do notice that he's a little worried. You can tell.
I don't know if it's a Fey thing or not, but my dragon certainly doesn't like what's going on.
And then you guys keep
As kind of dragon myself, I agree.
the awful feelings that you guys have been feeling as a result of this starting to intensify as you guys get closer and closer down to this tunnel. The pulses are becoming faster and faster, almost as if it can sense you. And as you look around, all of a sudden, Riftwind is nowhere to be seen. That is a fucking good.
I hate when he
stealth
does
roll.
that.
Damn, dude.
Actually, I kind of love when he does that, but I also kind of hate when he does that.
Him and Angus both just disappear into the shadows. And then
They shouldn't be near me. I can tell you that much.
his pace is increasing. He's kind of getting.
Gosh, what are
Let's
you doing?
slow down.
We're
For
almost
goodness
there.
sake, at least do some sort of check for traps.
We're almost there. I can feel it.
I will throw a pick in your spine. Slow down.
Slow down and stay with us. It's really better for everyone if you do.
All right, so TJ, all right, as there's your persuasion. He's like very, very well. Then if you would lead, please lead quickly. I'm rather impatient.
You've
And
waited
then,
a long time for this. Trust me that if you wait a little longer, you'll live to see it.
And then the perception check. It's hard to tell of anything in this area, but you don't see anything out of the ordinary. There's just the dank cave and the usual feeling of timelessness in the shadow and the darkness down here. But you don't see anything. You just keep sensing the pulses of the magic. You see a little bit of ice kind of dribble down the side of Bloodscale's
No, this was
cheek.
full
though.
me going to this little corner and vomiting a little bit.
Oh wow! Bloodscale goes in the corner, vomits up. You see like a little stalagmite of icicle pointing upwards where he vomited. As you guys
Do you
continue
feel better?
deeper.
No.
You might pick it up and use it as a weapon.
That's
Looks
it's
really
gross.
One of the Kenku goes.
Smells.
One of the Kenku goes and he goes to pick it up, like you said. And as he's reaching for it, he kind of smells it and he backs away. He's like, "Oh, that's horrible." And so you guys continue.
I turn to the Kenku. Greetings, traveler.
You can tell they all look
Adventurer,
super.
sorry.
They all look super worried, but Shanoff Jr. is like, "Greetings, adventurer." And he kind of like is asking it like he's asking you a question.
Got it. I don't know what I thought that was going to accomplish. Let's go.
Okay, so you guys keep sneaking around into the cave, and the dankness and the sense of foreboding gets greater and greater as you continue deeper into the cave. Ogoj, you can tell, is on. He just wants to run ahead, but he's been convinced not to.
Birdman.
He's been convinced not to. Yes.
Point.
Yeah.
What?
What direction should we go, Agash?
He points left. I feel that
Right,
it's
let's go.
close.
Right.
You can feel the pulses coming from there, almost like if you could hear, if it was a sound, you would hear it echoing from that area.
Alright.
You notice Mesnos is getting, he's shaking his head like he has a massive headache, and he starts holding his little mouse head, and he's just not having a good time.
You gonna be alright? Mesnos.
I will be fine. Somebody.
Where did the druid go? I can't see it anymore.
Could I? Oh shit! She went ahead. As Mesnos
Hi.
runs to catch her because he's super worried about her.
Alright, well, I guess we're doing this. Oh, there's such
Okay.
tiny little. Oh. Are you gonna fit through there, blood scale?
That'll be fine.
You can all fit. It's not comfortable, but you're not scraping the walls by any means. Now this one is a little bit of a scrape, but you can feel it's right there.
Lord
I'm
of
gonna
light.
look over here real quick. I don't care.
So one.
Lord of
Safety.
light. I hate being underground. I see a body!
You see a body?
Right there!
Yeah, you do. So you as you're peeking around the corner, you see there's a dead miner laying to the side.
Oh, he was only 12! Sorry, I'm just kidding.
He's only. God damn you.
Is he a dwarf or a man?
He's a dwarf.
Alright, does anyone have good investigate skills? I've got a +2.
I can try.
So
Yeah,
as
do-
you Yep.
Nope.
You can see the well itself, and it's becoming hard to focus. You feel
Where's the well?
torn almost. It's straight in front of you.
It's a green thingy.
As it goes,
see
Give
it.
me
it goes just
Oh,
walks into
okay,
the room.
there it is.
And
Agosh, hold on now. Don't
And,
do anything rash.
as you get closer, the sickness
There's a
kind
reason
of.
I'm standing directly behind.
He looks back and he says, "Are you ready?"
No, let's find out what killed the miner first.
As you go over to the miner, you can see there's a smoldering pickaxe in his hands. From looking at the everything around you, you kind of get the feeling that he maybe hit this with a pickaxe and channeled the energy into him as it burned away. You can see the burns going down his arm all the way across his chest. His hand is merely a skeletal hand, while the rest of him has a little bit more cooked flesh to it. It's been here for a few months, so there's still some vestiges of flesh, but nothing to the point of it doesn't even smell anymore. It's just kind of dried out. and
Oh. So,
horrible.
Mesnos, you're not gonna touch that, are you? You've seen this, yeah?
What? He can't even focus.
Mesnos, not
Yes.
Mesnos.
Yes, what?
Agosh, Agosh. Do you see this miner right here? This is what happens when you touch this thing. You see
No.
that, right?
That is what happens when you strike the surface of it with a piercing object. I believe I can reach
I've
into
never
it.
been here.
Hold on. Bird.
Yes.
When you became kind of smart,
Yes.
what did you do?
I did nothing. I was contacted by the great old one who offered me well, he offered me a deal for more power and more money and more everything that my poor Kenku brain at the time could not see was a trap. And then, next I knew I was fully aware of how meaningless those things were to me without having any of my brethren able to even understand what had happened. It was horrible.
So what makes you think you know how to use this font to your advantage?
I have been studying this font ever since I had been awakened 2 years ago. I've been
How?
looking for a source. Well, I have this. And he pulls open an ancient-looking tome, and it's written in a language you guys can't quite understand or read. Wait, does anybody have Abyssal as their language?
Yeah, don't I?
No,
No. I'm not unless you took it. Let me see.
I don't think you do.
Common, Infernal, Elvish, and Druidic.
Yep. That's a lot of languages, but no. He's like,
I had
I
Abyssal, but that must have been on a different character.
He's like,
Not in here.
he's like, I stole this from the library in Menestros.
Alright, well, what's gonna happen when you reach your hand in there?
I'm just gonna brace up against this back wall behind him, just in case there's an explosion.
Okay. All right. So you're bracing up behind him, and then everybody else positioned where they want to be.
I guess so. Got your back.
Okay.
Hopefully these Kenku don't turn on us or I'm screwed.
Ogoj takes a deep breath, and he reaches his hands into the font. For a
I
second,
ready lightning bolt.
as you feel, you have the arcane electricity starts sparking across your hands as you anticipation. As he reaches in for a second, nothing happens, and then a pulse of the magic hits you harder than any has hit you so far. Your scales actively pop up on blood scale. Your fingers. The magic that you'd been holding, it almost hurts you, but you can feel that it's like a tingle, like your entire hands have just fallen completely asleep all the way to the elbow. You can see the connection between you and Angus as a clear tether between the two of you. You feel like your minds are almost merging as you're becoming almost one. Zephyr, you feel as you're being torn between the two halves of your nature, between the druid side of you, that wildness that comes into it. It's the darker half of each too. The wild, the impulses, all of the base bestial aspects clawing into your brain, while the infernal aspect of your heritage just says, use them, take them, they are your pawns. You almost hear, you can't quite hear it, but you feel it inside of your head. TJ, Visera, along with yours, you hear, not quite, little friend, although impressive. You straight hear that.
What? Who said that?
And
Did you guys hear that?
And as you're starting to say something, something reaches out of the font and latches on to the hands of a Ghost Rohanar.
Oh gosh, what's going on, buddy?
Roll initiative.
Ah, another bitch.
Oh, hold on one sec. Let me...
Wow! I want to go last.
Pretty close to last myself.
I am literally. I think that's the lowest initiative you can get in the game.
Yeah, if you have you can get one less than that.
But you have to take like a skill to get one less than that, right?
No, not necessarily.
Okay.
Different class.
Okay. Thought +1 was the least you could have for.
That's not what I wanted.
I've seen initiative 0, so it's just whatever if you roll straight.
Yeah, you can actually have a negative. There we go. And then the thing. It's okay. It's not feeling particularly initiative either.
Good.
Wow, nobody's really feeling it this turn, so it could be worse.
So we're all feeling it.
Good, Jess.
All right, so first up.
Oh, I didn't pop up on the thing. Or did I?
Oh,
No, you did.
nope,
You roll
you
it,
didn't.
and
Hold
then
on,
you
I
had to
got you.
clear it. So
Okay, one sec.
I got you. Don't worry.
Oh, fucked up.
That's okay. I got
There
you.
we go.
All right. So, okay. Yep. And you were last anyway, so it worked.
Hey.
All right. See, Zephyr, what would you like to do? You do have both your wild shapes back after your long rest.
I do. I was looking to see if I had any new that I could use, and I don't think I do.
You got water creatures.
Yeah, you can swim now.
Yeah, but there's no water, so that's kind of.
This
Becoming
is-
a giant-ass crocodile would still be fun.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I saw reef shark. I was really interested. I'm like, ooh.
There's no water. You would just flop around horribly.
Yep.
You would suffocate and die.
Sharknado!
Crocodile don't care.
That's not a knife. That's a crocodile.
We all better run. Shit.
That's an old joke.
I think I'm gonna do.
Gonna do.
This guy isn't wearing any armor, is he?
It's to you. It just looks like this mass of mouths that is just biting and screaming and speaking in tongues, and two of the mouths have latched onto Rohanar's hands, and he's trying to pull them out as the rest of it just lashes out with different mouth tentacles surrounding the well.
All right, I'm gonna do dire wolf.
Okay. And then so dire. The dire wolf. Bam. And then I'll give you control because it doesn't like it. Alright, and you should have control of it. Go and try and move it.
Right. Perfect.
And is it emitting light? Can you see?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Alright,
All right. And I'm gonna bite him.
hit it. Ooh, nice.
That's giddy.
That is a good freaking start. Okay, so you as you transform, you feel like it feels horrible. It feels like your mind that has been ripped in two ways all of a sudden gets ripped completely into the animalistic, and you feel the transformation happening. It's weird. Normally your dire wolf form is black, but this time it's tinted with red patches, and you have almost like a tiny horns coming out of the back of behind your ears. You haven't gone fully transformed. You still have the same effects and everything, but you're much more infernal than you're used to, and feeling that the rage of both, and seeing this thing in front of you, you reach out and you bite into it and pull one of the little mouths off of it as it tries to bite at you, and you spit it down on the ground. Looking back at it, you did some decent friggin' damage to this thing. All right, Rift Win Wolfborn, it is your turn.
Hello.
He's muting his microphone because a kid, probably. So, as Angus comes up and he bites into it and does 8 piercing damage. Ooh, cheesy. I accidentally moved it. All right. Okay, so. And he bites into it. He can't pull it prone, but you hit. Let's see. You swing with your swords, and what is the AC of this damn thing? Oh yeah, it's super easy to hit. It's just a massive biting mouth. So you hit with both of those. Go and roll damage.
Nice.
All right, so you do an extra little bit of damage with your. But everything you swipe at seems to duck out of the way, but you manage to hit it a little bit with each of your swings, and then as you do that, behind you, your shadow separates from your body.
Sorry, did you say his shadow separates from his body?
His shadow separates from his body and congeals in front of him. Same thing happens right next to Bloodscale. It happens next to Shanoth.
Shannon.
It happens behind the dire wolf that is now half demonic. All right. It is Agosh Rohanar's turn. He's going to try
It's
to
exactly like that. Yes.
He's going to try to do a strength check to pull his hands out of the this horrible thing. Oh, okay. And so let's see. I'll do a strength check for him. There's his stupid character sheet. There we go. Okay. Oh man, he does not have good strength. Good enough though.
Hey.
He has a -1 to strength, so he had to roll super well. All right, so he pulls his. What's that?
No, go ahead.
He pulls his hands out and he kind of retreats back towards the entrance, kind of muttering to himself, "No, he could not have. I did everything right. No." And he's taken 5 points of piercing damage. Oh, that's not the right math. That's the right math. Okay, and then, here, give me 1 second. I gotta change my headphones. They're, like, super loud. But go ahead and, it is Bloodscale. Your turn.
Think the boom's too high in here. You should lower the boom.
Who's mixing this? Fire him. Find
Fire
something better.
You're good.
All right.
All right. All right.
I'm gonna look over at my shadow.
Okay.
Blow him a kiss.
He blows one back, almost mirroring you.
Nice. Don't care. Going to this thing. Raging.
You rage.
Does the shadow
It
follow
does
him?
not.
No. Damn.
Okay,
I don't
the
care.
shadow does not move. But it does take an attack of opportunity as you move it. No, there's only 5 foot step. You're
No,
good.
don't stand there. Stand somewhere else. Make a lane.
I can technically still move here because I'm still in.
Yeah,
his
it's
attack
a
range,
diagonal.
So it's
You're
not
good.
an opportunity.
You're good.
Awesome.
I'll allow it.
And I'm just gonna swing at the weird thing in the pit.
All right, hit it.
I get to do that twice now.
Careful. Remember what? Well, I guess let's find out.
That hits.
Um,
Yeah, he's super easy to hit.
I mean, it's a rock.
there's one.
He's not a rock. It's a massive mouths and horribleness.
The last one hit. This is gonna hit. So there's 2.
Boom shakalaka. There it is. All right, so you raging, you just bear down into it and slash it horribly across the. You cut off a mouth here. You stick your axe right in between the jaws of another, separating it. But then the 2 halves of the mouth flail around horribly in front of you. All right, and that brings us to the gibbering mouther's turn.
The gibberer, is he?
Nice. And then so everybody make a wisdom saving throw.
Oh, this is gonna be bad.
Real bad. Wait, am I in range?
You're all in range.
Oh.
Okay, so wisdom saving.
Okay, you all pass.
Woo!
Even me?
Even you.
Looks like a DC of 10, gents.
And then it's gonna do another thing.
Ladies.
That could have been bad.
Make a dexterity saving throw.
Oh.
I'm
Let's
not
see.
within 5 feet.
It's 15 feet. So he can spit it in 15 feet. It's gonna spit it. Let's see.
And 25 feet away.
No. He's gonna spit it like right. Actually, he's gonna just spit it straight up, so it hits pretty much. Should be everybody except for you. Yeah, 15.
What about his minions?
They don't care about it.
Doesn't
Okay, so
at all?
nope. All right, dexterity, perfect. Good,
I can see this happen, right?
good. Yeah.
Okay, because I have danger sense. You gain advantage on dex saving throws against effects that you can see.
Sweet, take advantage. Yeah, he spit this glob up into the air, and you could tell it was something that was going to be bad. Yeah, you
And
got
it
to.
still sucks.
Oh, Lord.
Oh,
Okay,
damn!
you are. You are blinded until the end of its next turn.
Ah!
Yeah, it's not a great thing. So, You have disadvantage on all your attacks. And then it is
I can fix
also going to reach out and bite the dire wolf. What's your AC in dire wolf form?
14.
Okay, it hits. You take 23 points of piercing damage.
God damn!
And
And-
you gotta do a strength save.
Yep.
Somebody math for
Or
me.
wait, no, you're
leaves me
considered
with
you're
14.
considered large in your wolf form. You don't have to make this. The save's only for small to medium creatures.
Nice. What are you
So
trying to
that leaves me 14.
Yep.
Okay.
All right, beautiful. And then it's the shadows' turn. Or actually, you know what? I'm gonna put the shadows are going to take their turns. So the shadow behind you, Bloodscale, is going to He's going to stealth. He's just going to completely disappear.
do? I'm blind, it doesn't matter.
Then he's going to... He doesn't know that you're blind yet, so then he's going to move over here. And he's going to try to hit you with his strength drain. He does not hit. You're like he didn't have advantage. Oh, yeah, he did not have advantage. Alright, and so you're good there. And then the shadow behind Wolfborn, Riftwind, is going to... He's going to do a strength drain against you. That does hit. And so he's going to reduce your strength by 1d4. And you're going to take 12 necrotic damage. And then so we'll do the d4. You lose 4 strength. The other shadow's going to
How long,
hit
though?
For 1d4 hours. So
Yeah.
I'll roll another d4. For 1 hour.
Okay.
And then another one's going to attack the Shenoth, the Living Monastery. It's going to hit him with a strength drain. He misses. And then the last one's going to attack the Dire Wolf. That's going to hit. You're going to take 12 necrotic damage. And your strength is reduced by 4. That's just
I have a question.
Yeah.
Is it her strength or the direwolf strength?
The Dire Wolf's strength.
Okay, so when she drops form, her strength is fine.
Yeah, her strength will stay. Yeah.
50.
Yeah. And then it is finally Viceroy's turn.
Alright, y'all, do you want it slowed or do you want a lightning bolt to rip through it?
Pew pew it.
Alright, I shoot a lightning bolt along this path.
Okay. Go ahead and roll for attack. So it's a DC dexterity saving throw. Well, Gibbering Mouther is stuck in place, so his DC is he's horribly... Yeah, that definitely hits him. And then that means it travels through him to hit the shadow behind him, who it also hits. So they take 32 So instantly, as it hits the Gibbering Mouther, you see the lightning jumping back and forth, hitting every single mouth, going into the mouths and out of them as it becomes this horrible mass of screaming and yelling mouths that all suddenly are quiet as the boom explodes out from it, hitting the shadow behind it, destroying both of them instantly.
Whoa! Went dark.
Clap, by the way.
Oh, it went dark.
Yeah,
hold
people
on.
remind me I can be an elemental if I want to use both of my wild shapes in one day.
Oh, that's cool.
That is
I
pretty
forgot
cool.
about that, so...
You're fine.
Lightning bolt, Jesus.
I told you,
Lightning
Lightning Bolt
bolt.
is...
Lightning bolt. Lightning bolt.
Lightning Bolt is serious. Okay,
Magic
I'll
missile.
put
Magic
him to the... Damn it. Alright, so just pretend that... I'll just keep it lit.
Oh, there we go.
There we go.
So, yeah, but the Gibbering Mouther
Because the
is...
light was attached to his thing.
Yeah, exactly. So, yeah, he's toasted.
Ooh,
And so is the
Ooh,
shadow
just
behind
put a little marker on him like I have, but the dead one.
him. Oh, yeah, there you go. I'll just do the... Oh, go away. That's not the
There's like a
marker
skull and crossbones. Pretty easy.
Damn.
Or two.
Alright.
All the time.
He's
Ooh,
double
that
dead.
was
He,
cool.
you destroyed that thing, man. Holy hell. Alright, and then anything else you want to do?
Are the shadows still alive?
The shadow behind it is dead as well.
No, I mean the other two. The ones that
yes.
are behind.
That one's
Okay.
alive. That one's alive.
Um,
And then that one's alive.
Is there a gem still, or a portal, or anything where the Mouther was?
Yes, the portal appears to have returned to what it originally was, and the Mouther is gone. And now your hands don't feel numb and horrible anymore. They just feel lighter. They feel pure. You can almost feel a sweetness, almost if you could taste it. Like it suddenly, it's not horrible. It's amazing. Your throat immediately clears up. You feel it feels like it's back to its nice icy coolness that you're used to. You look over at the dire wolf. The fur changes back to being black, and she looks completely normal. Ed, you're split between two minds, and the horrible fighting back and forth all of a sudden is calm, clean. You can still see the connection between you and Angus, but it's pleasant. It's the things that you both love and enjoy. You feel almost like you're in the forest again. It's this amazingly wonderful sense. And you notice Shanoth's tattoos start to glow. As it is
Wait,
his turn.
can I use spell points?
Isn't it my turn?
Oh yes, you can
Hold
burn
on,
some spell.
hold on.
You can burn your spell points.
So sorcery points, how do they work again?
You can use them to create. You can use 3 of them to create a level 1 spell slot. What are you trying to do with it? Let me see. I'll look it up and help you.
I just want to cast again, just any sort of damage possible.
What do you want to cast?
What's the strongest? Like, is it just cantrips, or is it a...
No, you can cast. You use. Okay, so how many sorcery points do you have? You should have 5.
I should have 5. Then I have 5.
Yeah. Okay. So you can create a 3rd level spell slot to cast another lightning bolt or another 3rd level spell, but it takes all 5 of them. If you want to cast a 2nd level spell, you can use 3 of them, and if you want to use a 1st level spell, you can use 2 of them.
All right, I want to move forward, and I'm going to cast Scorching Ray.
Okay. Who are you casting it on? Careful, you can't walk across that.
Is this
That's
like
the
a
magical
pit?
font.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just want to make sure. Sorry,
No, you're good.
because it's gone. Right. So I cast Scorching Ray.
Don't worry about mine.
You will
I'll
fire
have fun with
over
mine.
Angus, for the record.
I will fire over Angus. Okay.
Yeah, because it's the
Well,
set
I
is the
have-
size of Riftwind.
All right, I'm going to take some Scorching Ray shots at that guy.
Okay.
First one, blow.
10. Oh, that's the Jimming Mouther. Hold on. 10 does not hit.
Okay.
21 does hit. Takes 10
10
fire
fire
damage. Okay, so you burn it, and you see you burn a solid hole into it, and it just kind of looks at you angrily. It's uncanny. It looks exactly like Riftwind, only in the shadow of him. And so he kind of spins his 2 swords in his hands, and he gives you this angry scowl as he kind of looms over in a very pissed off stance. But he's also looking pretty rough.
Time for his last bolt. Shazow.
It catches him. Hit it. How much did it hit for?
Shazam again.
As he leans forward, you fire again right into the face of the thing, disintegrating it.
Shazow! Goddamn hands of magic.
Sorcerers, man. Sorcerers.
They do damage.
All right, and that'll bring us to Riftwind.
Wasn't it me?
Yeah,
Yeah,
how'd
did
you go in order?
Yeah,
That's
I
weird.
rolled
It's
15 and I'm not on there anymore.
it's because I put your token in the background. It skipped you in the other thing. It's you. Sorry.
Well,
Well, let's use his roll since
Yeah.
he was excited.
I'll allow it. Who you hitting?
yeah, I'm fine with that one.
Is it this guy? All right,
Yes, sir.
17 damage. Oh man! So as you look, let's see, that was the one that was Bloodscale. So as you look at the shadowy form of Bloodscale, you see Bloodscale's like kind of reaching out. You can tell he can't see anything really well, and so it raises its axe over Bloodscale's head. He doesn't even see it coming. You release the arrow. It fires straight through both eye sockets, and the thing disappears in a puff of shadow.
What's going on?
Give it a sec, it'll wear off.
All right.
What?
Now,
I thought you were blind, not deaf.
and that'll bring us to
All right.
I'm
Zephyr.
just kind of dumb.
Now I'm stealing my turn.
Yeah. All right. That does not hit. So as you reach out,
Oh, that's right. There's a big wolf, isn't there?
you're feeling kind of weak after being sapped of your strength, and you reach out to bite, but he dodges quickly out of the way. And by he, I mean you. So as she, I guess.
That
She dashes out of the way, and she kind of gives you this kind of evil smirk, like, please.
That bitch.
And that brings us to Shanoth. He's going to run up, and he's going to do a flurry of blows with his staff, giving him now... He gets 4 attacks now when he burns a key point. So, where the hell... Oh, that's NPCs. Die, don't be dumbass. There we go.
NPC stuff.
NPC stuff. So he's going to hit spear. Or no, he's not. He's not even going to use his spear. He's going to use his hands with his gloves of unarmed striking. He's going to bam. I'll just roll it for him. Bam. Bam. Okay, so it's really hard to hit this shadow as he lashes out all 4 times and only catches it once, but it's a pretty solid catch as he hits it. And then he burns another key point to get one more strike in there. And he totally hits it, doing a total of 13 damage to the thing. So you see, as he's just wrecking shop with these gloves, he's beating the crap out of what looks like Zephyr, but is the shadowy version, and she drops to one knee, and she's looking pretty haggard. One of her horns is broken. She's looking pretty rough. So that brings us to Ogoj Rohanar's turn, and he's still he's just zombie walking towards the magical font. And it brings us to Bloodscale. Who's blind?
You're not blind anymore.
No, he's blind for another 6 seconds.
Oh,
Which is around.
Yeah.
that's true. That's true. All right.
And that's one of the few things Rage does not give me freedom from. So I'm just there, like, frothing at the mouth, screaming.
And you're in a rage. Do you want to blindly attack? What makes sense for you to blindly attack things? Like, you've heard the pummeling. You heard Zephyr screaming from that direction.
Oh.
You also heard the wolf.
I've heard regular Zephyr screaming from that direction, too.
Exactly.
I don't know what the hell to do.
Also, he would be a little deaf since lightning just tore through this tiny little cavern.
That is true. So you can choose what you want to do. Map.
I'm just gonna swing blindly in front of me where the fucking maw was, doing effectively nothing, because I have no idea if it's dead or not.
Okay, I'm gonna... Okay, you swing around and don't hit anything in front of you. Just... And that brings us to Vicer.
Zap.
Zap zap.
Magic missile probably enough to finish this off. You look at it, it's looking horrible.
Oh, all right. Well, then we'll just give it a little magic missile.
Wait, I have sound effects. What the fuck am I doing?
Shazam!
There hasn't been any music either.
Oh man, the music stopped. All right. Oh yeah, that. So you fire. Oh wait, how do you want to do this?
Oh no, that's fine. You go.
You sure?
Yeah.
Wait, you positive?
Yeah, just do it.
All right. So as you look forward to it, you loose your magic missiles. They fire from your fingertips. You're feeling super good. You're just toasting everything, and so as you bring them forward, you fire both at the same time, overhand, and then you bring the others down. You fire one under your under the knee, as all are just hit, and knocking it into the wall as it disperses into shadow and is nothingness.
They are gonna sing such songs about me.
As you guys are so your sight returns to you a second later, Bloodscale, as you're looking around. The green, which before was a sickly green, is now
Hey,
a
don't worry, I
green.
killed everything.
That's good. Fix your face.
Coming from you, it doesn't hurt as much as you think it would.
That's the point.
Shanoth looks over and he's like, as you guys are looking over, Shanoth's tattoos are completely glowing a bright blue. As all of a sudden, out of his tattoos, there seems to be an energy leaking off of him. and it's
Oh.
you have no idea what this is. It's leaking off of him, and it starts to form a humanoid shape that's about 3 feet tall. You can see it's this image of a wizened old halfling who's dressed in monk's robes.
I think I'm gonna vomit again.
You're good. And as the image looks around, it looks up to Shanath, and you see a serene smile come across his face, and he's like, "Ah, Shanath, I had never expected to see you again, but I fear you are the only remainder of our faith, of our way of life, of everything we taught you. For you to be here is horrible. You must not risk our entire way of life for your own sense of balance and for your own sense of adventure. You must train others, for only in others will you find the harmony in life that you seek. You will not find it through violence. Continue upon this path, and you will die, and our ways will die with you. You are my favorite student." Shanath, you see one tear start to leak down his eye as he slowly nods. "Please, do not waste the gifts we have given you. Teach others. Expand. Then you may find your own adventure in this life, but only then. For now, my student, farewell." And then he disappears in a puff, of kind of like a swirl, actually, of this blue sparkling energy that kind of dissipates, and his tattoos slowly stop glowing. Orgoj is looking very confused across over there. Everybody, the direwolf has tilted her head. She's kind of also confused by all of this.
Also confused. What was that?
That was my master. The one who taught me everything I know.
What is he doing here?
There must be some latent magical energy I did not know and possessed within my tattoos. Being around this pure of energy must have brought him out of me somehow. I do not know the exacts of it. I know we are able to store ki, our own life essence, into certain items. I had not known it was possible to do with ink, but apparently he has.
Alright.
And then he goes...
Gosh, did that their plan at all? What? What?
Orgoj is like, "May I continue?" He's kind of disinterested in all of this. He's just single-minded.
You serious?
Just saw a gnome float out of nowhere.
Halfling.
I'm gonna get behind
Halfling.
Goj again, but I'm just gonna have my axe out.
Okay. Oh, your rage has faded, along with your blindness.
Yeah. I don't know. It just went blind because now everything's black for me.
Oh, wait, really?
Yeah.
Oh,
You're
you stepped
standing in a pillar.
that little rock.
Yeah.
Yeah. So,
Yep, I was in a pillar. It's fine.
So-
Makes sense.
Orgoj, he's still bleeding a little bit on his wrists from where all of the mouths have bitten him and everything, and still determinedly, you see he dips his hands into the magical font, and then all of a sudden he jerks backwards as the green light starts flowing from his eyes. He starts gibbering in these obvious... He starts constantly talking in this stream of arcane and everything. You can barely catch phrases and clips of it, but it's almost too fast. It's almost like he's being sped up. It's so fast. As you see the magical energy starting to swirl up into his arms, all of his feathers are starting to catch a sheen of green, and then all of a sudden, all of you feel all this that magic presence contract into itself, and then it explodes outwards, but there's no force to it. It just passes through you. As you can see, runes flying past this, and the green has turned into kind of like a dark purple, and then as it expands outwards, and you feel that this is not going to be contained to just this local area. It seems to be passing through all the walls and everything around you. As you look back, the Kenku are all starting to like stretch out. Their wings start popping from their back. They grow a good 1.5 to 2 feet, some of them. And then their hands, which were little, three-fingered things, which were just kind of like serviceable, become full realized hands, and they all stand instead of hunched over, they all now stand straight backed. You see there's something in their eyes that is a pure consciousness now, something that is beyond anything that you would have expected from a Kenku before. They are full, and they are uncursed, and you see them looking around as Shanoth Jr. walks up to Shanoth, and
Hello, adventurers.
he bows his head and says, I will be your student if you would take me.
What's he
Scrappy, he said, I would be your student if you would take me.
I thought he was gonna say Papa.
Scrappy walks in and he goes up to he goes up to Visair and he says, "Why Scrappy?"
Why not? You seem pretty scrappy. You made it this far. I think it fits.
How old are you? As
How old are you?
Lee walks in and to the dire wolf and he says, Lady Zephyr, may I have a word?
Horrible birthday.
I only wish to know why you've named me Lee, and I do not think you can communicate it in your current form.
Morph.
Okay, so as he completes this sentence, the dire wolf
It's an anti-morph
slowly fades, and the familiar form of Zephyr Nevsky, the druid, reappears. Yes. Why Lee? What does Lee mean to you?
You remind me of someone in my tribe named Lee. He's passed, but I figured his name should live on in someone honorable.
Then I shall do my best to honor his name. And he bows. Michelangelo walks over to Riftwind. Michael, and you can see he actually has a little bit of swagger. He's like, so, Michelangelo, who's that? What does that mean? Who am I? What did you name me for?
You just look like a hungry little birdie. You just seem like a hungry little birdie name.
So, you don't mind if I stop calling myself Michelangelo then, right? I'm no longer a hungry little birdie. And he kind of chuckles
I
at it.
really don't care.
Very well.
But
Let's
I am
see.
curious though. I've been trying to ask Mr. Living Monastery over here. So the old man monk that's been inside you, has the old man been inside you since you were a little boy?
He was not inside me. He was inside the ink, you pervert.
Hey! Bird doesn't like his name.
You're gonna have
Michelangelo's
to be a little more specific.
Michelangelo then walks over to Bloodscale. He says, "You never chose to name any of us. Would I take a name from you?"
I have an idea.
Beaky, Bloodbeak, Talons.
Shut up.
Scrappy is also looking a little regretful at this point.
Remember when you stabbed that weird thing?
Yes.
I knew a guy who liked to attack things. He had a pretty bland name, but having a bland name doesn't suck. Sometimes it's nice.
Oh my god.
What name would you give me?
Steve.
Steve.
Get him, Steve!
Steve sounds alright. I shall go by Steve. Scrappy walks up behind you. Me too. Come on, Scrappy's terrible.
It's not that bad, you whiny.
Well, do you want to try something going around being called Scrappy?
Why not?
Just
Wrong with
Just have
it.
Scrappy be a nickname.
Alright.
It works. I've heard it in fighting pits. You'll be fine. It'll make you sound like a badass
In
who just
fighting
won't give up.
pits. He considers the fighting
Yeah.
pits comment. You can see he's like, alright. And then as you guys look over, Agoj's hands are still in this font. There's not as much magic as there was at one point. It's clearly used a ton of it, but there's a little bit. He's kind of holding a sphere of it in his hands, and he says, he kind of nods over to Scrappy, and he's like, in my pouch, get them their pay. And so Scrappy runs and he brings you how much gold?
What?
Scrappy's like, how much
1,000 each.
how much do we owe you?
1,000 each is what we got up front.
Yeah, that's the first half.
So it's another 5 grand.
Oh, I thought it was 5,000 total and half up front.
I'm
Ogos
pretty
just
sure
says,
you
pay them.
know.
Pretty
Ogos says, pay them. We owe them more than we can pay. And so he hands over the 5,000 gold to you. Each of you now go ahead and add 1,000 gold to your character sheets.
I'm rich until I try to get weapons.
And then he's
hooray! I'm slightly
Uh,
rich.
I could literally just buy my armor and then be fucking poor.
Ogos then says, now the bag. And then so he's like, turn the bag over, take out whatever you can. So as you see, Scrappy's reaching in the bag. He's pulling out far more than should be in this small bag. He's pulling out all sorts of. He's pulling out swords, little pieces of armor, a bunch of tiny knickknacks that the Kenku have clearly grabbed while they were Kenku and thought were important to them. And then he pulls out an interesting looking little door and all sorts of different things. And then take the bag. It is a bag of holding. It shall help you along your quest. We are no longer questing. We will find a purpose in our way. Add bag of holding. Whoever wants to carry it. Blood scale is probably going to grab it.
No.
Lady has the purse.
No.
No, I think the big guy who can carry all the things we put in it should carry it.
It
A bag
will.
of holding nullifies the weight.
It doesn't
How
nullify.
about we put it on the big guy who won't die horribly?
Also, you're
Also,
constantly transforming back and
and can
forth
have
into animals.
hands all the time.
and
Yeah.
hands all
Asking
the
you
time
for-
is a major bonus.
Asking you for
Well,
a
that could
potion
be
when you're a
Mesnos'
wolf.
use.
Mesnos looks around. Me?
He's got tiny little mouse hands. No offense, Mesnos, but he's,
None
how's he
taken.
supposed to? He's more
I-
likely to get
How's a
lost in a
sewer
bag than
rat?
pull anything out of it.
As you look over to Mesnos, you
True,
notice.
we can settle this the old-fashioned way if you would like.
As you guys look over to Mesnos, you notice Mesnos has also grown.
What the hell is this?
He's now a good 4 feet tall and a full rat person. He's known as a rat folk. He's no longer just a standing giant rat. You can see he has more articulated hands. Whatever spell cast on the Kenku has also taken effect on Mesnos.
Oh
He's-
crap! What other woodland creatures have you changed?
No. He was sitting
Are we gonna
against.
walk outside and have fully sentient animals everywhere?
You look.
Did I collect any more animals since the rat?
Nope.
Nope.
Okay, I think we're good.
And so you notice, but all of his fur, instead of being the mottled brown, has turned black, and you can tell he's very disturbed by all this. He has no idea what to make of it.
See, he can help me with the purse.
No.
I don't. He doesn't know exactly what to say. He's just kind of in shock right now.
Mouse
Kind of
man,
move
just
closer
chill
and try
out.
to calm him down.
He looks into your eyes. He's still kind of panicked. He's like, I think this makes. I don't think I can
What?
leave this
Hello?
body
Huh?
anymore. I don't.
Sorry, I cut out there, Ty.
Yeah, you
Okay.
cut out.
He's you can see the panic in his eyes as he looks up to you and he's like, I think this is I don't think I can leave this body anymore. I think
Oh,
I'm no longer. I think I'm one with this.
Yeah, I think you're stuck here, buddy.
Why?
Considering how evolved you keep becoming, maybe eventually you'll shift more,
Is
tiefling
there a
like.
mouse token? Because
Maybe.
Angus wants to sniff it.
Is there a what?
Is there a mouse token? Because Angus wants to sniff it.
Yeah, he's
it's
right next to Vicer. Angus goes up and he starts to sniff his hand, and then with this, since it's such a base kind of gesture, and Mesnos reaches out his hand and Angus starts to sniff it. He kind of pats his head, and then he kind of looks and he's like, "Hands, I have hands again. I may not be me, but I'm so much closer to what I was. I may not be it again, but I am more than a rat. I can do this. This can work. Very well." And then as you go, Agor starts to say, "Adventurers, I have one last boon to give you, but we need to make it quick. I know." TJ, can you hear? Did I cut out?
You're fine, go.
I was
Okay.
responding to the.
Oh, okay. He's like, "I have one last boon to give you, but it would be now. Where were you going before you were distracted by the Kenku?"
Oh shit, if I know. I'm too drunk for that one.
You vaguely
Maybe.
recall that you were headed towards Menestros, trying to seek Dabrin the Ganassi.
We're headed towards Menestros to seek Dabrin the Gnoski.
What luck. I stole many things from Menestros. Maybe I can give something back. Collect up to a circle. And
Alright.
so the Kenku all start kind of shifting out of your way. And Steve, Shanath Jr., Lee, and Scrappy, they're all kind of like kind of waving you. You can tell they're kind of sad to see you guys go. As you guys start to collect up. As you guys get into your group, Shanath stands to the side. I cannot
What are you doing, buddy?
He's staying with the birds.
I cannot go with you.
Wasn't that obvious?
I must.
I know, I just had to double check. I wanted to hear it from his mouth. I just wanted to hear it from his mouth.
Shanath smiles and he chuckles. I would expect nothing less, my friend. I've had.
Oh,
Yeah, you'll be fine with the birds. They need you anyways.
I shall go back to the school. I will take them with me. I know of no other place that I can establish to teach, and I think this will be my destiny. Should ever
Here,
need me,
I walk up and I hand him 100 gold pieces. It's
Okay.
not much, but it'll help you start your school.
I think he meant he was going back
I will
to
go back to the master's house
school.
to start the school. But this will help me buy equipment and supplies for my students. I think.
Everything you need to get it on your feet, you know? I would feel...
Also, pay that blue dragonborn that we have sitting there. He might want some money.
I am looking forward to seeing Alcaeus again.
Make him something good.
He
That
was
guy likes...
fun.
Go to the little town. Get him something tailored. Love it.
Oh, get him
Maybe.
a cloak. Oh, surprise him. Get him a Dawnforged cloak. That'd be great.
Very well, I shall. And then Riftwind hands up silently and hands him some gold and gives him a nod. He nods back in the silent understanding the two have always had since they met. And with that, you start to feel the portal energy starting to form around you as Algosh is like, the time draws near. And then
Hey,
with that,
you cut out
oh,
right there.
okay.
You said,
Yeah, you cut out a whole bunch.
God damn, this is super weird. Okay, so with that, Agosh says the time is now, and you feel the energy start to swirl around you as the green, the place, everything around you starts to kind of fade out as you're kind of swept up in this pink hue, and you find yourselves suddenly appearing at the streets of right in front of the city gates, where you assume is Menestros.
oh, that's so much brighter out here than I thought it would be. Oh,
All right. You are slightly blinded by the light. Here, give me 1 second, guys. Sorry.
Yeah, you gotta update Mesnos.
what is that? What is that standing in front of us?
That looks like a nymph of glorious gladiator. I like her.
It looks like a mermaid, maybe? What? No, what is that? That's like
Oh, with legs and boobs.
Why don't you just...
They usually have boobs. Got it over there. You need some baking soda? Oh. Alright, sorry I mentioned it.
Just be happy I didn't puke into the bag.
I'm always happy.
It is so gross when reptiles vomit.
All right, can you guys still hear me?
I
Hello.
can hear you.
Hello.
So in front of you, at the city gates, you see something you've never seen before. It appears to be this female humanoid. She's got scales like a fish, fins off the back of her calves and arms. Fins, TJ, fins.
No, I said that's like a mermaid person.
Oh, I thought you
And
said
they were like,
hobbit.
no, it's
Sorry.
not. She's got legs. And I was like,
I
Billy
said, see
Fox.
nymph.
I
And-
said ask her.
You see, she's in a heated discussion with two city guards.
Can I roll a perception check to see if I can stick my wiener in her?
Ed,
What?
Ed, your
Probably
character,
not the best time.
Ed, your character
He's-
automatically assumes that he can. You don't have to roll for that. We just take it as an assumption for you.
But you don't get a roll to be a rapist.
Yeah, there's going to be none
No,
of
it was
that
to
in my...
see. It was to see if he could, not to like.
Yes, you see that...
Directly.
Yeah, that
It's
makes
a
it
lady.
better.
He just
Whoa,
wants to
whoa,
know
whoa,
what
it's a
kind of
lady.
mer person it is.
She has...
You know.
She has... I just told you, she has legs. Okay?
I'm pretty sure she's busy with these cards.
And so she's arguing with the guards. Listen, lady, you can't come in, okay? I don't even know what you are, let alone how you got here. I would be in serious trouble if I let you in here.
Stumbling over.
And then
Hold
you
on,
hear you hear the mer person reply.
But you need to let me in.
Oh, I don't need to do anything.
Yes, you do.
Why would I have to let you in? Listen, we've been here for 10 minutes. I've sent for the captain. I don't even know if he's going to come and be bothered with something like this. Just go back to
Excuse
whatever
me?
you... Yes.
Pardon me.
Yes.
In back.
Briefly.
This right here. So, gentlemen, you said you've been here for how long now?
Like 10 minutes.
And the reason you're not letting this person in is what exactly?
Look at her. What is she even?
Honestly, the thing that you need to worry about, right, is the fact that she's friendly. She's perfectly fine. Honestly, most people wouldn't put up with the 10 minutes of bantering about. If she was here to cause trouble or murder anyone, she'd already murdered one of you two goofballs already. Can't you see she's more powerful than you?
He's got a point.
So why don't you not just let
Excuse-
this through?
Roll, and what was is that your persuasion roll?
Yeah.
Was that specifically for this, or did you roll it earlier? Be honest.
Yeah, that's specifically for
No, he
this.
did
Okay.
roll it earlier.
But TJ has a habit. I've seen him roll and then RP, so that he's fine here. So
Yeah, that's exactly what I did. Sorry.
that's cool. Just next time, wait until I tell you to roll for persuasion and stuff. Okay.
Okay, alright.
Perfect. And like more powerful, and you notice the guards start looking up for the first second. Where the hell did you guys come from? What the hell is? And then he
You
starts
see,
looking around.
we're also quite
He's-
powerful.
You see, he looks at
But we
the
mean you no
dragonborn.
harm.
He looks at the dragonborn, the tiefling, the half elf, who's, got two swords still unsheathed from the teleport spell. You're still holding your axe, and like everybody's clearly ready for
Full
some
elf.
shiz.
And the rat man.
Full elf.
And the little rat man behind. Bloodscale kind of
Oh.
spins his axe in his hands.
You can see the type of power you're dealing with, and we also mean you no harm. We only wish to go into my nest.
Make an intimidate
Also-
check.
Like
Can I
what?
do an intimidate?
Intimidate check. You can aid him to give him, since he's the one talking.
Okay,
he's not gonna
so
need
can
it.
I step forward with thaumaturgy?
I have
Have
a.
whispering show up behind the dudes
I
So,
start
with ominous
bouncing
whispers.
lightning bolts, but like tiny lightning bolts between my fingers from one hand to the other.
So as you're doing this, the second guard, who hasn't said anything at this
Jess.
point, starts to look around. He's like, "Man, why don't we just let him in? This is ridiculous. Like you just
It
wanted to
is.
give the you just didn't know what she was, and then I said, I think she's a mermaid, and you're like, no, mermaids have tails, and then we got into all of this. Let's just go back. We don't care. They're not doing anything.
I just want to make sure. I just want to make sure of one thing.
Yeah.
This isn't a race thing, is it?
Oh, this better not be a race thing.
A race
While
thing.
this
Clearly, you're new to
Why you
Menestros.
gotta be a race thing?
Yes. Yes, I am.
Look, just
I also just threw up a second ago. Don't fuck with me.
make an
Straight up
intimidation.
question.
Make an intimidation check. Let's go.
This is just a straight up question. I don't care what the answer is. I'm not even trying to do it. I just want to know a yes or no.
No, you've intimidated him. Roll the check.
I don't want. I'm just irpy. It didn't click. There it goes.
It's okay. You have advantage because everybody's helping you. Don't worry. And so he's like, "No, I hate it when I throw up. That's not a good thing." Yeah. Okay. And the two guards start to kind of like back up and go to their posts.
Hold on.
What?
I put my hand on this guy's shoulder.
Yeah?
Put my hand on this guy's shoulder.
Hi, Mr. Dragon.
Stop pissing your pants. Stop it.
Okay.
Calm down.
Yeah.
Breathe.
Okay.
Breathe.
Breathing.
Try not to vom.
I'm not vomiting yet.
Calm down.
Okay. I'm calm.
I sound pissy. I just threw up.
Oh,
It's okay.
Oh,
You're good, bro.
Oh, okay. Very well.
You can go back to your post.
You coming or what? And then so he's like, okay, y'all have a wonderful stay in Menestros, the city of music. And, bye.
Cool.
The
There
city
you
of
go.
Alright, so, hello, person. How are you? My name's Vicer Guile. Nice to meet your acquaintance.
Nice to meet you too.
Where do you hail from?
Oh, you know, let me tell you a little bit about myself a little bit later. So I'm not.
Sounds good.
Yeah, I'll tell you over a pint.
A drink?
But not right now.
Alright. Well, let's go and see what the city of Menestros has in store for us, eh?
All right. Let's...
Ask them where they're staying. Ask them where they're staying.
So, where are you guys staying?
Actually, we've just arrived. We've no idea yet.
Take them to the rattling.
The nearest bar and
Take them
tavern,
to the
most
rattling
likely.
saber.
Well, I actually heard that the Rattling Saber is a great place to stay. If you guys want to check that out,
That's where you and your band are staying.
that's
Sure.
where me and my band are staying.
Oh, there's a band. Like a band of musicians or a band of mercenaries?
A bit of both.
Fair enough. I will tell you we'll meet you down there. Maybe I can tell some of your friends about our exploits and get my first song about me made.
Alright, fair enough.
And so, with that, the Triton now able to get into the city. Starts making her way in front of you. And you know that she's staying at the Rattling Saber Inn. And you guys walk into the city of Menestros. As you guys walk through the front gates, let me get some good music here. Hold on. None of that is good for this. Hold on. Screw it. I'll just do. Come on. Can you guys hear it yet?
Yeah.
Okay, so as you walk in, you see a bustling city. You guys have most of you have never been to a city of this size. It's sprawling out in front of you. You can't really see how big it is because there's just street after street after street after street. You're not used to not being able to comfortably see the edge of town from any place inside of it. You see there's shops lining the streets as you're walking by. You see a leather worker. You see with a young lady out front, kind of trying to hawk her goods, selling the different leathers that she has. You see one store. There's nobody out in front of it. It just says general store, potions and sundries. And then inside, as you walk by, you see a bored Ergonasi just kind of tapping his head. You walk by a blacksmith, and you see this big guy, and he's just kind of laughing, and he's dressed in super finery, which you're not used to seeing from a blacksmith. You're used to seeing blacksmith covered in leather overalls, working the fire, covered in soot and everything. And as you guys walk deeper into the city, where do you guys want to go?
Oh, goodness.
There are a lot of people
See.
here.
Oh, I don't have prestidigitation anymore. I bet I'm a mess. I need to go clean. I need to be presentable. I need to be the Vicer that people are expecting to see.
You know, usually I don't agree with him about cleaning, but I could probably use some.
I'm pretty sure most of my mouth is still covered in blood. I tried getting most of it off, so we should probably go clean up, yeah.
Yeah, let's head to the Rattling Saber first and worry about all of the awesome stuff we're gonna do after we're presentable and amazing.
Everything tastes like 3-day-old rations.
As soon as you guys
let's
say
get some
this,
food.
the Triton, who'd only made it about 5 or 10 feet in front of you, clearly heard this and turns around and starts running up to you guys and tries to beckon you along with her.
Come on.
Alright, let's go.
So,
Let's do this.
So she kind of leads you guys through the winding streets of Menestros. You're not used to a city smelling like this. It's clear that a lot of humanity lives here. For most of the part, you see humans, a few Ganassi here and there, the occasional halfling. It's about 85% humans as you guys make your way to the Rattling Saber Inn.
I smell the stench of being natural.
I literally couldn't
This is
tell you
so
what that
boring.
smell is. I couldn't tell you anything about this city at all.
I'm not used to the smell of cities.
And TJ, that would be this city wouldn't really be
Trust me.
history.
There are worse smells in a city than this.
I believe that.
Really?
So
Really?
Oh yeah.
Alright, so
So as she's leading you up to she's leading you down these streets. There's a few lefts, rights, and stuff. You're getting kind of intimidated. It takes about 10 minutes just to walk there. You see a sign that finally says the Rattling Saber, and there's a picture of a saber being drawn out of its scabbard. You can tell, and it also has tonight only, and then there's what looks like a painting for a show, but then over it is a canceled. Board that just says canceled. As you see, part of it, the Rattling Saber, you can see the north side of it is blackened as though it had recently been engulfed in flames.
engulfed in flame?
In flame. And then as you guys walk in, a tiefling walks out to greet you. I see you've brought me some more, well, let's call it what they are, some more help, hopefully. Is that correct, Unawatale?
Yes, these are my new friends, and you need to be kind to them. They're very pleasant people, and
Oh, who am I not kind to? You make me sound like such an owner. Hi, Tralek Shadow Dancer. As he extends his hand out to, I assume Bloodscales, you're right behind.
Do you have anything that gets rid of the taste of ice bomb?
Only if ale
Yeah.
will do the job.
Customers,
fire whiskey.
very much. Do you have baths? Do you have food?
I
These
have
are
all
the
of
things
these
we need.
things, which I would gladly trade for help rebuilding my damn theater. As you see,
Hello?
it's suffered. That's it. Did I cut out again for
You're
everybody?
breaking in.
Oh,
Yeah.
breaking it. Okay, hold on. Oh, damn. Okay, can you hear me now?
Yeah.
Okay. So he's like, I have all of these things available for not even any coin. I just need help rebuilding my damn theater, which burned down 3 days ago.
Oh.
Any willing
Did
helpers?
you have a hand in that?
Did I? Why would I burn down my own theater?
No, accidents happen as tieflings.
I don't know what you've been. I don't know how you were raised, but I was not raised to burn down my own home. He laughed.
Do you already have lumber?
I do have supplies on the way. They should be here early tomorrow.
All right.
And
All right.
all right, and then so you guys, he starts pointing. He takes you in. He starts pointing out some rooms. You see a fire Ganassi he's got his hair's on fire. He has like blackened skin, and then you see he has a hilarious fire mustache. As he's like pointing out the rooms. He's like, okay, so here's where you all can stay for the night, and I assume if Unawatale brought you, no jerks or anything. You also see in the corner you see a dwarf blowing fire and then kind of shaping it into different things and kind of having fun. And sitting next to him is a satyr who's kind of laughing along with him, and then a half elf who's got like kind of jet black hair, and he's kind of just lounging. They're all kind of like lounging, having a little bit of fun. And I gotta bring TJ back into the.
Already did it.
Okay, cool. And
Okay, I'm back. Hey, that's good.
hey, okay. And so you notice that there's this trio in the corner. There's the fire Ganassi. There's kind of everybody's been pointing out that there's rooms and everything. Zephyr kind of, you can tell she's kind of hunching into herself. She sees the dwarf weaving the fire and holds out her hands to the fire. You see he kind of smiles at you. Aye, of course. And then so as he shapes it into a little bird, and then he blows on it, and the little bird flies, a flame flies towards you and stops right in front of you.
This is neat.
Apparently, there's a cat in here somewhere too.
There is a cat, kind of a gray tabby, kind of walking back and forth.
That's cute. So, rooms, baths, food. What sort of options do we have for this?
Oh, many, this way. And as he takes you further down the hall, stays in the room, shaping the fire into a little nymph that kind of puts a hand over her mouth, laughs, and then dances back towards the dwarf, who chuckles heartily as it kind of dances towards him. Okay, so we've got only about 3-4 rooms. I don't see how many of those. Oh, well, perfect. Where's the? I'm sorry. Rat folk? What do you call them? Your rat friend. Where do you? Where do you like to sleep? I know some of the ones
He's
that I've
boarded
met.
with me.
He's with you. Okay, perfect. So you guys can probably take this room right here. He points to the room on to the right. It's a simple room, but it's comfortable. Has its own fireplace. It's pretty nice. And then so the other rooms are across over here. They're just slightly smaller, not like significantly or anything. As you walk into the room, you realize there's only one bed in this room, and Mesnos is looking very uncomfortable. I don't believe this situation will work any longer.
Well,
Sleep on the floor.
I slept on the floor for the first part of my life. That should be fine if you want to try out the bed.
I would never. I will. Do you have? I saw kind of a gathering place in the entrance here. There was many benches and many pillows. Would you mind if I just stayed there, Mr. Trallick? That would be fine. Yes, of course. You may sleep wherever you like. We have. You know what? I might have a dressing room that's not being used right now. If you'd like that, I can probably get that for you. That would be acceptable. And so, okay, I'll show you that a bit later. So you two over here, and he starts pointing at rooms for. He points at Riftwind, and he points at Viceroy, and he's like, and the Dragonborn. So let's see, white. That's ice. Would you like somewhere a little cooler? I have. I can bring it down to bed and stuff, but the basement is usually a bit cooler this time of year. It gets kind of hot up here, and I know that makes a lot of white Dragonborn a little uncomfortable. Would that be acceptable to you, or do you want a regular room?
The basement's probably a good call.
Beautiful.
I could use like water now.
With that, of course. There's a full bar downstairs. Feel free to help yourselves. We have all of the standards. Ale, water, wine, the good stuff. And then we have our own chickens here. That we have eggs fresh in the morning. We have chicken for dinner. We have we're getting close, but season of it. We're about to buy a few more pigs and stuff. So should be some good eating here soon. So go ahead and I'll get you set up down there. And let's see. Una Waterley, thank you again. I can't wait to get this damn theater rebuilt.
Of course. So glad to help.
And then with that, Faf follows Viceroy to his room. Angus and Riftwind kind of, you guys bed down and get ready to, you're kind of getting used to your surroundings. You guys are just checking out the rooms. It's only about 3 o'clock in the afternoon. So there's not going to be much...
Do you launder?
What?
Do you launder clothes here?
I guess we could. Yeah, of course. We got a wash bin. We can do that. You can tell he's really trying to be super nice to you guys because he super needs the help.
Great.
I'm gonna go get cleaned up. I'll come back for dinner.
Beautiful. Yes, perfect. I think tonight we're having, chicken. It's great chicken, though, and then a bit of stew and some biscuits. Should be good.
Sounds great.
Absolutely.
Sounds good.
All right, perfect. And feel free, everybody here is perfectly friendly. We have Una Waterley, of course, and her band of merry men. We also have, a few of our actors stuck around, even though the fire destroyed our theater. A lot of them, actors not very loyal, let me tell you. Seriously,
So,
don't trust actors.
About the fire, how did
Yes.
that start?
I have no idea. If I knew, I would act differently than just smiling and rebuilding. Trust me.
Uh,
Do you think it was someone else doing the fight? Like, did you see it start, or did it come from outside?
Unfortunately, I didn't see any of it. When I got here, the entire thing was engulfed in flames.
What time of day was this?
It was about sundown. I'd gone to go purchase some more food, some more ale, stock up our lovely bar, which keeps the theater going, if I'm honest, and come back, and the theater is engulfed in flames. I suspect the Happy Mask, that damn golden dragonborn Sandrin Goldentone. He constantly is harassing our customers, always trying to pull them away from our event, drag them into his theater, which normally would be fine. I have no problem outdoing the Happy Mask, but burning down my theater will not go unanswered. If it was him, I have no proof yet, but I'm looking for more.
Well, that sounds like a promising lead at the very least. Someone who has something to gain for your misfortune.
Well, he had something to gain. The Merrick Auditorium, I would suspect them, but they're so big I doubt they even noticed that the Rattling Saber even exists.
All right. Well, it said he's constantly trying to get people to come to his shows, and he tries to pick them up here sometimes. Yeah.
Yes, he's gotten so bold as lately as to set up. He tried setting up a freaking little soapbox, pretty much, with his damn singing and lute across the street from us, basically promising them that him in a show would be better than anything we could give, and well, people fall for that sort of thing.
All right. So he's an easy guy to get a hold of and trick. That's all we need.
I'm sorry, what? I kind of like this guy.
I get that a lot.
Have you ever thought about going into acting?
I've thought about being a bard, but you can't be a bard if you're the one that they're singing songs about. It doesn't look good.
This is true. You are so lucky. None of you noticed this, but Riftwind kind of disappears into the shadows of his room, and he's in the corner. And totally does. Yeah, he just kind of slips away, and then you notice, like, after, your conversation continues, you notice a slight weird smell wafting out of Riftwind's room for no reason.
Just one thing. My room seems to smell a bit weird. Maybe have someone just take a look at that at some point.
Your room doesn't smell. Riftwind's does.
Oh, never mind. I thought we were in the same room.
No, you guys got separate rooms.
Oh, cool.
Bloodscale comes back. You can see he's looking a lot better. He's clearly had a beer and a piss, and he's feeling kind of relaxed.
Bathroom instead of a corner.
He made a bar.
Yeah, there's clearly marked latrines all around. There's like 3 of them.
That would be why the room smells.
You don't know. You didn't see him do it, love. He's super stealthy about it.
I smelt it.
You would never have suspected the half elf of peeing in the corner for no reason.
He's a full elf.
Or the wood elf.
Mage hands.
I'm just saying
Yeah,
you dealt it.
that's me.
Why does it smell like piss?
Couldn't tell you.
You look over.
Just make sure it's cities.
Riftwind, make
call me if I see it. That way my
deception
name gets
check
What?
Okay.
to try to hide how funny you think this is. As you look over, as soon as the words "smells like piss" leave the mouth of Bloodscale, all of a sudden Riftwind just starts giggling helplessly to himself. As you can tell, almost Angus looks kind of disappointed at him, and he's like, he just can't control it. And he
realizing what is happening, I immediately pick up the conversation. Let's head downstairs and get some drinks, shall we? And I storm towards the bar.
As soon as I clean up,
Trallic shakes his head as he looks at Riftwind. He's like, "Clean that up, man. Come on." And he goes downstairs into the bar.
Come on, man.
It's kind of marking territory like you're your wolf.
Even Angus doesn't.
The act itself was easy enough to get away with, but keeping it under wraps was apparently the problem. So you all head down to the bar. You see the the satyr has gotten behind the bar. He's serving drinks and everything. He's kind of talking with a few villagers and stuff who've come in. They're just kind of hanging out, drinking beer, doing what you do. As you go out onto the street, you see just a hustle and bustle of a busy city. Things, people walking around their business. You spend a little time out there, people watching. Zephyr, you walk in, you clean the room, kind of shaking your head. You're very disappointed in Riftwind, clearly.
I think she means clean herself up.
Clean myself up.
You clean
He can
yourself.
clean
Okay,
himself up.
never mind.
Yeah.
So you go to your room. You freshen up. You're feeling a lot better. You just needed. You'd been in a mine for like 3 days. You're covered in dirt. You get cleaned up. You head down to the bar. You're feeling much cleaner, much nicer.
I head back to my room and clean my clothes. It all super spiffed up Visair style.
While
Nice.
he's doing that, I'm gonna lean into the barkeep and order 3 of his best drinks.
Okay.
There are different times.
Well, very well. It's been a while since I've seen another. The satyr is like, it has been a little while since I've seen another tiefling other than Tralek. It is a welcome sight, These humans, they are always so uptight about what you look like. What can I get you? You said 3 of the strongest. Let me see. And he goes down. He pulls up a bottle of clear liquid, a bottle of brown liquid, and he's like, these should do the job. And then he pours you like what's clearly a very strong whiskey. And then this is something that I've brought and we're trying to perfect. And he pours it, and it's clearly like a nasty bathtub gin from the smell.
I love that stuff.
Bloodscale, as you're looking around, you don't see anybody who looks particularly beefy or fightery or has any scars or anything. You're kind of bored with the people walking by. Rift, when you're looking around, you don't see anybody inside that's of your particular liking. As you walk outside, though, you see, you know what? You see. You see a blonde girl who's wearing a very low-cut dress walking down the street. She's got a choker on with a purple pearl in the middle of it, she's walking down. She's laughing quietly with her friend who has a black hair. They look very similar. You think they may or may not be related, and they both have the similar choker with the purple pearl as they're laughing. You watch them kind of, and you see they head into a place a little bit down the street, but not as far as you're expecting, with the Happy Mask over the door.
Hey, Mage Hands, did you see that store over there called the Happy Mask?
Yeah, that's the one that the guy who's messing with us this place runs, I think.
Oh, well, maybe we should go in there and investigate.
That's a good idea. I didn't thank you for altruism as much, but let's go check it out.
Roll a deception check.
That's an assumption. Oh man.
So what
I
are you
guess I'd
trying
roll
to?
a perception against it.
Yeah. Okay, you get exactly what he's doing. He was not subtle in his scouting.
I didn't think he would be. Or did you just say that there were 2 blondes? You could have just said there were 2, Awfully greedy.
I mean,
Let's go!
you're smart. You'd have saw it.
Oh, to be fair, you were right, so let's do this. Let's go check it out.
All right, so you guys head down the street to the Happy Mask. It also has a now playing sign in front. Let me see, what were they playing? 1 second.
Playing that one song on loop.
Yep,
Same
that's it.
song!
Same song. I mean, yeah.
Same song!
It says now playing the Tale of Corrivan, and as you walk in, you see that there's a bar attached to a theater. It looks a lot like the Rattling Saber, only it's a bit fancier. You can tell somebody's put a little bit more money into this one.
And it's intact.
And yes, it is completely intact. In fact, on the stage, you see through a small doorway, none of the curtains are closed, everything's open, and you see a golden dragonborn sitting with a lute, singing in a very nice voice. You know, he's playing it's very beautiful music coming out of him. You assume this is Sandrin Goldentone. And then you see the two girls. One starts heads up to the bar, and then you see she grabs 4 giant beers in each hand, and then starts walking out and then serving them
She's
to other
carrying
people.
8 beers?
Then she starts serving them to people around her. And then the other one starts to sit down in a booth, and she starts opening a journal and starts writing to herself.
All right, so one of them is a waitress. Should have known.
The blonde one was the one that has the all the beer, and the one with black hair was the one who sat down in the booth.
So I'm thinking,
What's your...
you take the one with the black hair. And I'll see what I can get from the blonde.
What a plan you have! Oh.
He's coming up from behind, or are you being straightforward?
Seems pretty straightforward.
I'm gonna go see. I'm gonna go see what I can learn from the black-haired one, I guess.
All right.
I walk over first. Table
All
and
right.
introduce.
So you walk up. What do you say to introduce yourself?
Hello! My name is Vizier Guile. If you haven't heard of me, perhaps you will soon. I just came to this lovely town. I was wondering if you'd be able to show me around, give me a little lay of the land. Figure it out. You know.
New to the town, are you? You see, she now is appearing in your notes. Both of them will, so you can see what they look like.
Okay. This is weird.
Yep,
Listen,
definitely glad I
I knew Ed was playing. Come on. So as you go up, she's like, my name is Celicia Smith.
Right?
Celitia. I guess have a seat, Vizier. What can I tell you about the city? What would you like to know?
Well, this place seems pretty cool. Maybe you could tell me about its owner, or maybe sort of what kind of shows you got going on.
Oh, well, the show is actually one I wrote. But it's just about a general. That's nothing special, but I'm particularly proud of it. It actually stars Sandrin Goldentone, the golden dragonborn over there. He's wonderful. Let's see, the owner, that's Quint Starsong. He's actually we're kind of worried about him. He's been missing for a few days.
Starsong. How long exactly?
About 3 days.
That's weird.
Very weird. Normally he's a bit of a partier, but he never disappears for this long.
Didn't say anything before he left, just sort of disappeared.
Well, it was shortly after we opened our new show, and he seemed very happy with it. I assume that it went well, and we seem to have a fully packed house. I hope I didn't do anything to chase him off, but no one's seen him since.
Right.
If you ask me, I think the Merrick has taken offense to our opening. We stole kind of their audience. You know what I mean? They've been around forever, and everyone knows that they're the powerhouse in the city. But I think now that we've had an amazingly successful show, I think Ari had something to do with it. Either that or that damn Trallic, the tieflings, you know.
Trallic. That's some casual racism for you.
Oh,
Just kidding.
Sorry, don't mean to be casual about it. I know they're not all like that, but the way he presents himself, he wouldn't even give me or my sister a job.
Just be casual about it. I usually like to be very extreme in my racism.
Usually horribly overt with my racism.
All right, Ed, how do you introduce yourself?
Thanks.
Let's say, what's your name, baby squirrel?
She actually laughs at this.
Baby squirrel.
Babies, that's a new one. I've never heard baby squirrel before. My name is Saria.
Oh, what's up, Surya? You look familiar. Have I seen you in like a play or something?
Yes, actually, I'm part of the cast of our current show. Have you been in Monestros long? You don't look like you're from around here. You look exotic.
There's that
Yeah,
racism again.
Uh, passing through, you know.
Oh.
You like to keep it a little spicy, a little exotic.
Only when it's possible. It's not always possible in a city like this one.
Just tell me a little bit about your city.
Oh, Monestros? Well, they call it this city of song and light. We have the most wonderful shows here. That's actually why me and my sister came to this town. Well, city, I guess. We're not in towns anymore. You know, we came here. We tried to get a job over at the Rattling Saber because it had a simply charming name, but they didn't seem to want our help. So we went to the Merrick, and they were fully staffed. So we ended up here at the Happy Mask, and I'm so glad we did. They're so nice to us here.
Yeah, yo, did you see that thing like caught on fire or something?
I'm sorry?
Did you see that like it like caught on fire or something? I mean, I wasn't there for it,
Oh.
but it sure looks like fire did it to me.
I heard about it. I was actually in the show at the time. I was performing on stage, so I missed most of it. I only came out to see the embers and the smoke.
So you don't know anything about that?
No. Do you?
Well, I have a what's that? I forget what it's called in this one.
Oh, what are you
Kind of
looking
like
for?
my ability to know shit about the underground.
Oh, yes. You can. It's part of your thieves background. You can find like underground connections. I think is what it's called.
Okay. So how do I go about doing that?
For that, you're gonna have to go to a place and then you'll have to do kind of like a perception check to see if you see anybody who looks likely, or if you can find any thieves' cant on the walls or anything like something that would lead you in that direction.
Can I do like an insight check to see if she's part of anything like that?
Sure. She does not appear to be part of anything. She appears, she seems to be telling the truth about everything that she's told you so far. She doesn't seem to be part of any like thieves guild or anything like that. She doesn't seem like that type. She does seem, I don't know, just kind of mildly racist. But you can tell she's getting by on her good looks more than her personality.
I haven't known you long, girl, but I can tell you getting by on your looks.
She, after you don't speak for a second, she's like, "Are you okay?" You also think that this might be too easy.
No, I better go see what TJ's up to, or what Vicer's doing.
Who's Vicer?
He's the guy over there hitting on your friend.
That's my sister.
And we can all be friends. You want to be friends?
I think we could be friends.
Like, I'm pretty like an elf, but I'm hung like an orc.
What a horrifying visage. As you guys walk over the table with the other two.
Hello.
Oh, I see you've found someone else. Hello, I'm Celicia.
This is Celicia. Celicia, this is Riftwind. He's a elf been traveling with. Great.
Never seen an elf with white hair.
Now you have.
Good.
Hey. Right?
I'm sorry, what?
Hey.
You're breaking up.
Anyway,
I didn't understand what you said.
That's pretty cool, right?
Yes.
You were just talking about Golden Throat over here. What's his deal?
Oh, Golden Tone. Oh, he's
Golden Tone. Sorry.
It's okay. He's the star of our show. He's clearly a golden dragonborn. He's the kind of second in command. He runs most everything for Quince, but Quince, the owner, he's kind of our stage manager / star / musical director. He does it all.
he hasn't seen the owner either.
No one's seen the owner.
Harry, has he ever been known to be, you know, sort of an angry type at all?
Oh no, he's usually very jovial. Quick with
Okay,
quick with a song, quick with a
Dragonborn or
joke.
the owner?
The
The
Dragonborn.
Dragonborn.
Sandrin.
Oh.
Hey.
The owner.
Maybe you could introduce us to him when he's done with his little show there. Never met a golden dragonborn before, although we'd have a white dragonborn on our in our party.
You can now see Sandrin in your notes.
Look at him, he's so happy.
Yeah, he's a generally happy looking dude, and
Shame that he's a murderer.
damn man. I mean, there's jumping in conclusions, and then there's whatever you just
And
did.
Yep. Then there's that.
Alright, so as he finishes up his song, he starts walking off the stage. It's funny because he kind of reminds you of Alcaeus in some ways. Except for, he has that kind of boisterous swagger to him.
Some people, man, they're just so boisterous.
He walks over to the bar and he's like, "I'll take 3 ales, please." And he gets 3, sits down by himself with all 3, and you see he chuckles, and then he downs one really fast, downs another super fast, and then he starts sipping on the 3rd.
My spirit animal.
So maybe we'll just go introduce ourselves.
All right, how do you want to introduce yourselves?
As we're walking over, I whisper to Riftwind, "See if you can figure out if this guy has anything."
Celicia and Saria are like, "Okay, bye then."
No, we'll be right back. We just need to unless you'd like to introduce us, that would be super helpful.
Oh yeah, we could do that. Saria's like, "Oh, we definitely could do that for you too." Riftwind goes over and buys a drink and takes it over to the Dragonborn. You kind of plop it down in front of him. Before even the girls can get to him, he's like, "Now that's a proper introduction." I assume you want an autograph or something.
Something.
All right. What is it? It's just sorry. Long day, long set.
Yeah. Tell me about your day. You
Tell
look
me
like
your
you like to
name.
talk.
Seriously, tell me your name. I'm not.
My name is Riftwind Wolfborn.
Nice to meet you, Riftwind Wolfborn. Luckily, the beer makes a better first impression than you do. With that, Celicia and Saria bring over Visair and like, "Oh, hi, Sandrin. This is Visair Guile and Riftwind Wolfborn." And they kind of.
Nice to meet you.
Pleased to meet you as well. Are you enjoying the song, the atmosphere, the everything that is the Happy Mask?
Absolutely. This place is going to be at least twice as good as the place we were at before.
No, where was that?
Side of the building.
The Rattling Saber. Bunch of bastards over there.
Are they? Why did you say that?
Oh, come on. Like, clearly, they always open on our opening night. They're always trying to steal our audience by saying they have better shows than us. They don't have what we have, the Secret of Celicia. Oh, man, such a great playwright right here. He kind of like, he's clearly playing the audience. And then he's like, "Yes, and plus, who knows, they might have had something to do with the missing..." I mean, he kind of covers it up quickly. Anyway, can I get you 2 gentlemen a drink?
Yeah. While you're doing that.
Oh, I won't do it. I'll just have somebody do it for me.
Hey, what do you do? Is that for if you want to see if somebody's lying?
It's insight check.
Sorry, what check?
Insight.
Insight. That was it. All right. Damn.
You can't quite... He seems distracted, but honest.
Have we interrupted you at all? You seem a little distracted.
Oh, no, just taking on, more responsibilities than I'm used to, if I'm honest. Oh, hell, they told you, didn't they?
Sorry?
The owner of this place, Quid Starsong, has gone missing. I think the Rattling Saber thinks... Well, I think they might have something to do with it.
Really? Have they ever done anything like that in the before?
Oh, they're always trying to outdo us, and they know they finally have gotten to the point where they can't, so they're just... Bless you. So they're just They finally took the one step I never thought they would take. I'm all down. I'm all for friendly competition. I'm all for outdoing them at their own game, but kidnapping, who'd have thunk it?
Have you ever considered that it'd be the sorry, what was the name of the big one?
The
big
Merrick? The Merrick doesn't care about us.
You don't think that they'd turn you against each other, do you?
Trust me, they don't even know we exist. You know how nice this place is, right? I've done a fabulous job decorating this place. I've searched far and wide. Imagine this expanded. It's more of a coliseum than a damn theater. And it has you can buy box seats. We can't even afford to install boxes yet. You know, they have draperies everywhere, and they all have different shows that they've done in the past. They can afford to get their shows done in drapery. They do not care about us. Trust me.
I'm just double checking though. Attendance has been pretty regular for them.
For them? I wouldn't know. They're across town from us. I know our attendance has been quite nice.
That's good.
Always.
Random question.
Yes.
So like I know a white dragonborn.
No.
He can shoot like ice out of his mouth. Can you shoot something out of your mouth?
Before you can even get
power?
the sentence out, flames flare from his nostrils. And he winks.
Oh, flames.
Yeah.
Flame of power.
Oh yeah.
Cool.
Big fan. Should we check in with the other peeps? See what they're doing.
Yeah. Arrest for the prosecution.
Very well then. You two gentlemen have a fine day, and don't forget, there's always a good time at the Happy Mask. As you guys leave. And with that, we're gonna wrap up for the night.
So, Vicer, the dragon burned the place down. It was him.
I mean, like, it seems pretty like yeah. I mean, I don't know. I couldn't really tell if he was lying or not, but I feel a little off my game. Did you notice if he was part of any sort of like criminal underground or anything?
Can I do like an afterthought?
Nope, you have to
insight
do it.
check, or
You
how
have to
does
do
that
it
work?
while you have to do a perception check on them while you're seeing them, because you have to be.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Back at the
well,
Saber. Let's see, barkeep.
We're boned on that. He, I don't know. I couldn't really get a good read on him,
That's
except for I read all over his mouth that he burned that place down.
I mean, it's almost too easy though, right? Like a dragon that breathes fire, burned the place down. I don't know. Getting
Like
very-
it's either that or the owner went like monk style and lit himself on fire. And just, like, you know, I don't know.
All right. Back at the bar in the Rattling Saber. The barkeep is like, oh yeah, there's a smith just down the road as soon as you enter. Oh, that's the wrong fucking accent.
Sorry, it's infectious.
No, it's not that. Like, I have to get back into character mode. So he's nothing. There it is. Alright, so he's like, yes, as you first come into town, I'm sure you saw the Merchant Row. There is a quite good blacksmith. His name is Vernon. Vernon. Or no, sorry, no, that's not Vernon. It is. What is it? It's Derrid. Derrid's.
In all honesty, buddy, I'm kind of throwing up. I didn't see much.
What's that?
In all honesty, buddy, I was kind of throwing up. Didn't see much.
Oh. Yeah, so, yes, if you head back towards the entrance to town, it's kind of a merchant's row. There's everything you could want there. I guess they assume that if they're close together, you want to go and get one thing, you can get more than one thing that you were not planning on getting. You know what they say?
Thank you very much. I'll be back.
Oh,
Wait, are you talking
gosh.
about a happy ending? Can you get a happy ending?
Ed, what the f are you talking about? Alright, so, and then with that...
You can cut back to them. I was not trying to, like, derail it.
Oh no, with that we're gonna go ahead and wrap up for the night, because,
Okay.
well, I have Chinese food growing cold, and it's been rather fun, actually. So you guys, you've made it past the thin place between the dimensions. You now have awakened all the Kenku, and accidentally also awoke your friend Mesnos, who is now full-size rat person. You've made a new friend in the see looking the lady Unawatele, who's hanging out at the Rattling Saber where you guys are currently staying. So with that, we'll pick it up next time, which is probably going to be another shopping episode, which will be fun. And it's gonna be a good time. Oh yes. Ed's like, yes, shopping.